You are not prepared.
This is WoW Crusade. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brandon.
You are not prepared!
Oh, this is episode 10. We're going to talk about Tarakar Forest today. And maybe one or two of the dungeons. We don't know yet. Let's see. Now, Tarakar Forest is the one right after Zega Marsh that I would go to. It is... Tarakar Forest is level 62 through 65 is what they kind of, say what you should be. They say if you're before 62, you might not want to go, you'll die. If you're over 65, you probably will barely get any XP, if any. So, and then, let's see. Now, the forest was most likely named after Tarak and Arakoa, demigod of some sort. Now, Terokkar was seen as the Bone Waste in previous maps and lore sources, but the Bone Waste themselves are now a sub-region within the Tarakar Forest zone. In fact, probably not the same Bone Waste, as the current one was created only 2 years ago, according to in-game lore. Maybe one of the Green Havens, replanted by druids to be like it was before the Horde necromancy and fell magic corrupted the land.
I don't know. I like Terokkar. I'll give you some geography of it, maybe. Let you kind of know about it a little bit. The flora consists of mostly dark green forest vegetation of crystal pines known as Olimba trees. Shattrath City lies in the northwestern portion of the zone. Alliance and Horde each have a town. The multi-winged instance Auchindoun can be found in this zone, containing 4 separate 5-man dungeons. There are no raid dungeons, micro dungeons, battlegrounds, or arenas in this zone. The spirit towers of the Bone Waste do provide some world PvP opportunity, and ever so often you can hear a roar while near Auchindoun. This is Terebus the Cursed, flying in circles around Auchindoun, and you can look up and see him. I guess traveling hubs through there. You got your Illyrian Stronghold for the Alliance. You've got Stonebreaker Hold for the Horde,
and you got Shattrath City,
which is neutral. Everybody's waiting for that.
You will see Alliance and Horde alike running all through Shattrath.
Bone Waste is the world PvP area. We don't really talk about a whole lot of PvP stuff. Quick overview, there's 5 spirit towers. You can capture them. If you have all 5 of them, it gives you an aura that does 5 plus 5 damage and plus 5 experience. And it gives you the ability to create a spirit shard in the Auchindoun instance. And spirit shards can be spent at Spirit Sage Gartok, at Stonebreaker Hold, or Spirit Sage Zron at Illyrian Stronghold. Those are the 2 PvPs, I do believe.
Yeah.
So, we don't really talk about PvP, but there's PvP ability there if you want to do it. Now, I like Tarakar Forest. I don't know. It's not my favorite one. It's probably my 3rd favorite on the list of the places around here. But I think it's pretty cool. Just the diversity of the different places you see as you're going through. Because when you come in, Hellfire Peninsula is all deserty and just Zanger Marsh. You've got a big marsh area that's just a lot of swamp, and then you come into Tarakar Forest and it's just this big, huge forest. Really pretty. Kind of dingy because you're underneath. Because you're underneath a canopy of trees, so the lights don't get out a whole lot, but it's a really pretty zone in itself. It's just some of the stuff that it's got. It's got like crystal spiders that run around, and you've got Arakoas that run around, and it's a fun one. So I hope people enjoy the zone as much as I do when they come here.
Yeah, I just remember having problems with the tree guys running around in the middle.
Yeah, I mean you can run into some, but really, like I said, it's a fun. To me, it was a fun zone. Just kind of seeing it and running through it and all the different things that you can do while you're there, and just different places. It's just really cool because you'll see like Arakoa villages and stuff, and they're just kind of different. So it's a fun zone. I mean, and for the most part, it's not that hard. And usually people go there, but if you can get there first, you'll have an advantage because you won't have to fight over quests and things like that.
Yeah, because there's lots of grinding around the mobs and stuff like that. So, as long as there's not a bunch of y'all over there, then yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah. But
anyway,
like I said, I'll come out with a guide that's going to tell you how to do it, where you can do it all dungeon.
All right, now we're speaking of dungeons. I'm going to start with Mana Tubes. Now, Mana Tubes is a 62 to 70 advised level dungeon. So once you hit 62, just keep running it to your heart's content.
Yep.
Now, it's a Wing of the Akadun instance. It is accessed north from the Ring of Observance. Now, note that although the instance itself is called Mana Tubes, the entrance area outside the portal is called Mana Tubes without the dash. The instance normally takes about 90 to 120 minutes. Now, Akadun is a former Draenei holy site and Horde fortress in the middle of the Bone Waste in Outland's Tarakar Forest. It was a holy ground for Draenei burial under the Shadow Council took over, summoned an extremely powerful demon as old as time itself, and destroyed half of Tarakar Forest in the process. Different factions now vie for power in this magical spot. Ethereals suck the arcane energy from the Mana Tubes. The Burning Legion harvests souls inside the Akadun crypts. Eriko Zealots work dark magic in the Sethic halls, and the Shadow Council plots its domination of Outlands from within the Shadow Labyrinths, or what people call Shadow Labs.
Shadow Lab.
Its inhabitants are mostly Ethereals, opposing the Consortium. The Mana Tubes provide reputation for the Consortium until honored afterwards in order to gain rep with the Consortium in Mana Tubes. It must be run on Heroic, which requires honored with Lower City. And that's in Shatrath, right? Lower City?
Yes.
The Ethereals of the Consortium cannot enter due to the anti-Ethereal ward set by Nexus Prince Shafar. They have attempted to breach the gates with little success, but have still tested whether or not their efforts worked, often resulting in a spontaneous combustion, for lack of a better term, of the ethereal tester sent through the gate. According to the Consortium, the Ethereals and the Mana Tubes are robbing it blind, and if you wish to do business with them, you'll have to aid in taking out the competition.
He just kind of gave you a brief overview of the place. This boss right here brings back memories. Just when I just seen him, I had forgotten his name, but when I just seen the picture of him, it brings back so many memories. His name is Pandemonius. He's the first boss of the Mana Tubes in Akadun. He is a gigantic armor-plated Void Lord. Pandemonius is able to twist void energies to sustain and empower itself. He was one of the commanders serving under the Void Lord Dimensius when the ethereal homeworld of Ka-Haresh was destroyed. Now he is bound to Nexus Prince Shafar and forced to continue sating his unending hunger in service of the Ethereals. His attacks and abilities are as follows. Deals entirely shadow damage, meaning shadow protection is helpful. Melee. I don't know. It says this is heroic. I don't think he. I'm not for sure about his melee hits because it says melee's for up to 5 to 6k shadow damage, but that's heroic. So I don't think he hits for that much. He does a Void Blast, which deals 1663 to 2137 shadow damage and knocks you backwards. Players in a 40-yard radius of the boss every second for 5 seconds. It is important to note that the tank will be hit multiple times if the tank is backed by a wall and is forced to stay within range. It can't be avoided through line of sight, but it can be outranged and resisted. So just be careful of that. He also has a Dark Shell. After a 1 second cast time, Pandemonius will become ghostly, similar to the Banish effect. While active, all spells cast will be reflected, and melee attackers take 800 to 1,000 damage per hit. Hunter's shots, wands, and dots applied before Dark Shell are not reflected and continue to deal damage. The ability is announced by a raid warning. Pandemonius shifts into the void. So when he shifts into the void, stop doing any damage. Don't do any damage to him whatsoever. It's kind of cool. I like when you aggro him and he says, "I will feed on your soul."
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. So with this guy, it's not. It's a tank and spank, but it's not. If your tank can safely get away from the void blast, you want him to, because it sits there and it casts over and over again for I can't remember how long, but it will knock your tank backwards. It'll knock anybody backwards it hits. So we usually just tried to put the tank to a wall and just put his back to a wall and just let him get hit and just heal him through it. It's not that bad. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's a tank and spank. Just watch out. Like I said, watch out for the Void Blast and Dark Shell. Do not put anything on him. Don't do anything to him. If you dot him while Dark Shell is active, the dot will go back to you.
Ooh.
Just FYI. So.
I will feed on your soul.
Yeah, kind of scary.
Yeah.
But
I just had to say it. I know you already said it, but yeah.
So normal, his loot are Boots of the Outlander. They are okay. Before I start that, you got to be level 64 to wear any of this stuff.
Okay.
Boots of the Outlander. Feet male, 381 armor, 22 agility, 21 stamina, 15 intellect. And when you equip them, they increase your attack power by 44. Creepjacker. It is a one-handed fist weapon. 58.3 damage per second, 13 stamina. Equip improves its critical strike rating by 13 and increases attack power by 28. Next thing, Faithbearer's Gauntlets. Plate handpiece, 619 armor, 24 strength, 18 stamina, 19 intellect with a red and blue socket. Socketed correctly will give you 3 hit rating, and it restores 3 mana per 5 seconds when you equip it. Idol of the Claw. It is a relic. It's an idol. When you equip it, equip 20% chance per combo point to heal yourself for 90 to 110 each time you land a finishing move. So that's for a druid kitty form. Shield of the Void. It's a shield with 3,234 armor, 68 block, plus 24 stamina. Equip it, improves your defense rating by 16, and increases the block value of your shield by 24. Lastly, he drops the Voidfire Wand, which 103.9 damage per second, and that's frost damage. 9 stamina, 9 intellect. When you equip it, it improves hit rating by 7 and increases spell power by 11. He also drops a Spirit Shard.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of heroic. I'm not for sure. Nope.
Well,
that's
that says normal. Yeah.
That's as long as you hold the thing.
Yeah. Now, I will talk about Tavarok. Now, he's the second boss of Manitoum's Knockadoon. It's a light blue colossus. Oh, big rock-looking guy. And it can convert void energies into crystalline structures. Tavarok was summoned by Pathleon the Calculator who took orders from Kael'thas Sunstrider. This Colossus had to gather the arcane energies from beneath the Manitous. However, it was this energy that transformed Tavarok, losing the red-tinged corruption of Pathlion's influence. The light blue Colossus has now gained his free will and is eager to use it against all who oppose him. Now, his melee attacks does about 250 to 400 damage on each hit. His Earthquake does 919 to 1181 damage every 1 second for 3 seconds to all targets within 35 yards of Tavarok. The ability also stuns the targets. It has a 6-second cooldown. So if y'all are all stacked up on him when he does Earthquake, everybody is stunned for 6 seconds. And that is a long, long time.
Yep.
Crystal Prism casts on a random target and stuns the target. The ability deals damage equal to 10% of the target's life every second for 5 seconds for a total of 50%. It has a 6-second cooldown. And then Arcing Smash is a heroic ability. Looks like. Now, his health is 91,000 to 150,000. Level 66 through 72 is what well 66 through 70 to fight him. Strategy. This is a straightforward take and spank encounter requiring little to no mobility from the party. No special positioning is required except for possibly ranged and healing classes. They should attack and heal from as far away as possible. Like I said, stacking all up on him, everybody's going to be stunned. Yeah, not a good thing. Tavarok will occasionally cast Earthquake. This ability stuns players in a 35-yard radius from it, while also inflicting approximately 800 physical damage every 1 second for 3 seconds. Ranged classes are able to outrange the ability. If necessary, step further out of the range from Tavarok to bandage. Tavarok will also cast Crystal Prism, which immobilizes a single target while dealing damage equal to 10% of that target's health every 1 second for 5 seconds. It has a 60-yard range, and players should not attempt to outrange it. Party members should keep their health above 50% on the off chance they are unable to receive heals. If the main healer is affected, then any extra healers, if available, should be ready to heal. When Tavarok is killed, it can be mined. So if you're a miner, boom, you can mine him. It can yield 4 to 8 adamantite ore and various uncommon gems, as well as lesser planar essence. Now his loot, level 64 to wear any of it. The first one's called a Cloaker Revival. It's a back piece, of course, with 15 stamina and 16 intellect. If you equip it, it restores 4 mana per 5 seconds and increases spell power by 19. Then some plate shoulders called Lightning Rod Pauldrons. 416 armor with 18 strength, 18 stamina, 19 intellect. If you equip it, it restores 5 mana per 5 seconds and increases spell power by 22. Leather feet called Nether Shade Boots. 172 armor with 22 agility and 21 stamina. If you equip it, it improves your parry rating by 15 and increases attack power by 44. Those are some druid taking feet.
Yep.
One-handed sword, Scimitar of the Nexus Stalkers. 58.33 damage per second. It's got 14 agility and 6 stamina. If you equip it, it improves its hit rating by 12. Two-handed sword called Shard the Greater. Is 75.6 damage per second, 34 strength, 33 stamina, and if you equip it, it improves critical strike rating by 29. And Staff of Polarities. Of course, it's a two-handed staff, 34 stamina and 33 intellect, 59.1 damage per second. If you equip it, it improves hit rating by 28 and increases spell power by 67. And this one also drops a Spirit Shard.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
I like his stuff there. All right, And then, since we're not going to talk about the heroic boss, there is one other boss if you do heroic, but we're not talking about heroic. The final boss of Mana Tombs in Auchindoun and the second Nexus Prince to rule in the Outland, the others being Nexus Prince Razan in Blades Edge Mountains and Nexus Prince Haramed, leader of the Consortium. He leads another faction of the Ethereals in Mana Tombs against the Consortium, driven by his conviction and greed that there lay vast riches somewhere in the shattered halls of the Mana Tomb. He has spent a great amount of his fortune to uncover the mysteries of this dark tomb. Together with his army of Ethereals, he has rigged the entrance of the tomb with some sort of ward to prevent other Ethereal groups from entering. Nexus Prince Haramed has placed a hefty bounty on Shafar's head to end his reign. He is a level 66 to 72 elite, Ethereal humanoid, 87,000 to 140,000 health. Mana I wouldn't worry about. Okay. Melees for 350 to 450 on a decently geared warrior, and Frostbolt or Fireballs for 1,000 to 1,200 damage, and occasionally Frost Nova and Blink. He summons Ethereal Beacons. The Ethereal Beacons begins the fight with 3 Ethereal Beacons and regularly spawns one approximately every 10 seconds. These beacons cast an arcane bolt. After a while, they will disappear and spawn a humanoid. Ethereal Apprentice. The Ethereal Beacons spawn humanoids if they are not taken down promptly, which alternate between casting Fireball and Frostbolt. So if you don't take them down, the beacons down, they spawn an Ethereal Apprentice. The Ethereal Apprentice casts Fireball and Frostbolt. Okay. Sorry, I had a piece of hair in my mouth and it was getting on my nerves.
Quit sucking
Nexus
dick.
Prince Shafar starts with 3 Ethereal Beacons surrounding him. These must be killed quickly or an Ethereal Apprentice will spawn in its place. Depending on how many damage-dealing classes the party consists of, each member should be assigned 1 beacon to kill. Each beacon has approximately 2,600 health. Additional beacons will spawn one at a time as the fight progresses and should also be killed. Shafar will yell, "I have such fascinating things to show you," when one appears. This happens approximately every 10 seconds, so be ready for one even if he does not yell. If a beacon is not killed quickly enough, an apprentice will spawn in its place. The apprentice can be crowd controlled if necessary, such as being polymorphed by a mage. The apprentices do not have much health and can be killed, but they inflict a lot of fire and frost damage very quickly if not dealt with immediately. When there are no beacons or apprentices to deal with, players should focus their damage on Shafar. Nexus Prince Shafar does not deal a lot of physical melee damage, but does deal a lot of spell damage. Fire, Frost, Shadow, and Arcane. Paladins can use Frost or Fire resist auras, and Priests can cast Shadow Protection to minimize incoming spells. Also, his spells can be reflected with a warrior's spell reflection. He occasionally casts Blink. This does not clear aggro and will not teleport far away. However, he often casts a Frost Nova to snare players in melee range just before he blinks, allowing him to cast spells uninterrupted. Warriors are able to use Spell Reflection to minimize spell damage taken. The tank must be ready to run towards him and maintain aggro when Frost Nova wears off or is removed. Though aggro is generally not an issue because the players will also be focusing their damage on the Ethereal Beacons. If the party consists of primary melee classes, players should stay near Nexus Prince Shafar. This ensures players will have to run far from Shafar to be able to attack the Ethereal. Will not have to run far from Shafar to be able to attack the Ethereal Beacons and then resume attacking it. Note, there was a bug confirmed in this fight. Starting off the battle by sending an Eye of Kilrog will cause the initial 3 beacons to disappear altogether. It was tested later on, and it appears to have been fixed. So possibly when they do bring out TBC, that bug may not work. So you can check it and see. All right, there's a whole bunch of strategies for heroic, and we're not talking about it. Pretty much what I just told you is it's pretty easy. So he does have quite a few things that he does, but the most important thing is kill his Ethereal Beacon as fast. All of the items that he drops are usable by 64. First thing, Ethereal Boots of the Sky Strider. Cloth boots, whatever. 91 armor, 19 stamina, 19 intellect, 12 spirit. Improves critical strike rating by 17 and increases spell power by 26 when equipped. Ethereal Warped Bow, 55.7 damage per second, 13 stamina. Equipped, improves critical strike rating by 14. Long Strider's Loot. It is a ring, 16 agility, 15 stamina. Equip it, improves hit rating by 11, increases attack power by 32. Mask of the Howling Storm. Male headpiece, 497 armor, 20 agility, 45 stamina, 15 intellect, 2 red, 1 yellow socket. Socket bonus is 4 spirit. Equip it, increases spell power by 18. Nexus Braces of the Vigor. Plate wrist piece, 433 armor, 23 strength, 13 agility, 13 stamina. And then Sigil of Shafar. The neck item, 18 stamina, 16 intellect, and increases spell power by 21 when equipped.
Alright.
And that is the 4 bosses. That's the 3 bosses for the Mana Tombs. Pretty easy. It's not too hard. Pretty linear as far as dungeons are concerned.
Now they say Mana Tubes is 1.5 to 3 hours. So
yeah,
be ready.
Be ready to spend a little bit of time because there are mobs between each pool or each boss. So, and some of them can be quite lengthy pools and the halls and stuff like that you have to go down and have quite a few mobs in them. So,
now,
be prepared to spend a little bit of time.
Which one has the quest where you escort the guy out? Is it this one? Everything will be alright in Akadun. ...
Oh no, there is one. Yeah, it's this one. It is this one. Summon someone else's hard work. Escort the head engineer back to the entrance.
Okay. So
you'll do that after you clear the entire instance.
Yeah, I thought it was halfway through the escort him all the way to the front. Is it at the end?
No, it's about halfway through where you find him at.
A lot of people actually complete the whole thing, and then on their way back out, running out, that's when they'll pick up the quest and escort him out.
Yeah.
So if you do decide to do that, just make sure everybody's around you whenever you start the quest. Because if you got somebody who beat the last boss and they're like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom, smoke a cigarette, yeah, that just complicates things. So, yeah. But, alright, that is it for this week. Next week, we'll talk about Akonai Crypts, Septic Halls, and the level 70 Channel Labs.
Fun.
Yeah. So until then, we're still leveling up our tunes in Classic to get them ready for TBC. So we're really excited, can't wait. We've been seeing stuff on news that they've kind of been finding and releasing. They talked about a May 15th.
Yeah, but I think that might be the beta.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well,
we're not sure yet.
Well, they showed May 15th as where you could transfer or to a vanilla or classic era server. So we think that might be released then, but we don't think that Burning Crusade will be released on May 18th. We just think that maybe that's when you can decide what you're going to do with your tune.
I'm thinking that, and this is just me, speculation, but I'm thinking TBC probably won't come out until July.
At least.
Yeah, you're looking probably mid-July to early August.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
But if we're not done with, or if we do get done with the dungeons, I think we will go back and talk about the heroics until
Yeah, we can go back to heroics.
because we gotta have some content to give you guys that have been listening, and our numbers have been going up, so we want to thank everybody. And
Yes.
so, if you know anybody that likes to listen to podcasts, especially about Warcraft, send them our way. We need, we like to get the word out and have new people.
Yeah,
come.
word of mouth is the best advertising you can get.
Oh yeah, because I've been paying a little bit on some advertising stuff. Word of mouth can't beat it. Can't beat it at all. And I keep forgetting to turn on my Twitch
Oh,
at Heartland PAE, and I want to do something. And then Brandon's is of course Twitch. His Twitch is Beepo_gaming.
yeah. I haven't been streaming much, guys. I'll get back into it pretty soon.
Yeah.
I just I got a few things I got to figure out with streaming before I can totally get down with it.
Now, if in case you didn't tell, we got better mics. So
Hopefully, the sound quality will go up as well.
I'm hoping so, because I know some of mine have been really kind of iffy. So I got me a Yeti. So I'm hoping it sounds great, and I hope it makes it better, and I hope it makes it better to listen to. So there you go.
Mine's not a Yeti,
Yeah, he's not cool.
but I'm gonna get one. Mine's gonna be cooler because it's gonna have the voice changing ability on it.
Whatever. But anyways, until next week, have fun playing the game.
As always.
This show is brought to you by Heartland Production Entertainment. If you'd like to help to make the show better, go to patreon.com/heartlandpae.